Romans 13. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, Monday night. At least God warmed the day up for us, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes, he did. Amen. We're going to keep Sister Mary Lee up in prayer. We went to see her at Broward General today, and she is in good spirits. Amen?
Amen.
Amen. And we're going to keep Sister Missionary Irma up in prayer as she goes through transitioning life on earth without her brother. That is a tough transition, but you know, when it's one that I'm happy for him, and pray that you will be happy for her as she sees that whatever God does is yet still perfect. Amen?
Amen.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Romans 13, 8 through 10. 8 through 10. And the Word of God reads New Living Translation. Owing nothing to anyone except for your obligation to love one another. Owing nothing to anyone except for your obligation to love one another. If you love your neighbor, you will fulfill the requirements of God's law. For the commandments say, you must not commit adultery. You must not murder. You must not steal. You must not covet. These and other such commandments are summed up in this one commandment. Love your neighbor as yourself. Love does no wrong to others. So love fulfills the requirements of God's law. Say that one more time. Love does no wrong to others. So love fulfills the requirements of God's law. Somebody repeat that with me. Love does no wrong to others. Oh, y'all don't say that like y'all want to. You're like you really mean it. Love does no wrong to others. So love fulfills the requirements of God's law. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. You may be seated. You may be seated. If loving you is right, I don't want to do wrong. Come on, somebody. There was a song back in the day that I used to love for the man to play late in the midnight hour. Almost time to go home. You know, and that, you know, back in the day when it was almost time to go home, a good DJ would try and help a brother out. Come on, somebody. A good DJ would play about 4 or 5 slow jams back to back to back to back. And somewhere along the line, I would always hope that he would slip in there. He was slipping there. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right to help me with my rap. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Don't ask me no questions about right or wrong right now, because I don't want you to bring up to my mind, because you just, I almost went back there. I don't want you to bring to my memory the things that I got to go home to. Right now, I want you to go home with me. But I just want to tell you, I would always hope that somewhere along the line, he would play something real nice and soft, so I wouldn't have to work so hard in trying to close the deal. Y'all understand? So now I'm a new creature. Wow. I'm a creature that belongs to Christ. Amen. And what I want to tell you, if I beg hard for the devil, I'm going to beg even harder for God. You better check me. If I beg that hard for the devil, I'm going to beg even harder for the Lord. And I come to tell you this day, is loving you is right. I by no means absolutely don't want to do wrong. See, because you've got to understand, on this journey that we're on, it is a process, and y'all don't even understand it. It is a process of being taught how to love. It is a process of being taught how to live. And see, a life without love is a life that's not worth living. Y'all better listen to me. Amen. I must learn how to love, not according to what I think love is, or not according to what my daddy taught me that love was, not according to what my buddy said love was, but I need to go straight to God and say, God, what is love really all about? And then when I go to God and I find out that what love is really all about, I find out that I have a mother. When I go to God and I find out what love is really all about, I find out that I have a daughter. When I go to God and I find out what love is really all about, I find out I have a sister. And when I find out those important elements, now I'm really concerned about what love is all about. Because in loving another woman, I realize this is somebody's daughter. This is somebody's sister. And here I am calling myself a lover. A lover. And all I really am about is self-satisfaction. Self-satisfaction. At the end of the day, we learned yesterday. Anybody remember what we learned yesterday at 10 o'clock? We must learn to die to self. Otherwise, we'll never find out what love is all about, because self will always come between me and love. Self will always, not some of the time, but self will always come between me and love. Because you ever notice something about self? The more it gets, the more it wants. Self is never satisfied. Self is never considerate unless it's considering itself. Have you ever noticed that? If you got somebody that is always concerned about pleasing themselves, they're never going to be concerned about pleasing you. Amen. And that's what the problem is with going to church. That's what the problem is with being religious instead of being spiritual, D. Because in a church format, I find my comfort zone, and when I find my comfort zone, I'm going to stay here because somebody grab these babies because they're moving too much. I find my comfort zone, and when I find my comfort zone, guess what happens, D? When I find my comfort zone, I find a place where I can please myself. I find a place where I look good in church. I find a place where I find a good place where I can hide my faults. Where? In church. I find a place in church where everything gets my attention but what's supposed to get my attention in church, and that's God. All because I have not got over what self wants. What self really wants, at the end of the day, saints, what self really wants is to get what it wants. Hello? What self really wants is to get what it wants. And what I'm learning here, it says, owe nothing to anyone except your obligation to get what you freely got. Owe nothing to anyone except your obligation to get freely what you get what you freely got from God. And that's what? Unconditional love, not considering himself. Unconditional love, not considering himself. If you love your neighbor, you will fulfill the requirements of, not self-law, but God's law. See, I can never get to God. I can never get to the place of even understanding God's law because I'm too full of self. And God takes us to a journey. Now he's been talking about dying to self. He's talking about self-fulfillment. Yesterday he told us, am I furious or am I curious? Meaning if you are furious, that means self is still yet controlling you. If you're curious about the things of God. But I come to tell you today that I have learned through my travels, I have learned through my trials, I have learned through my journey that God has put me on, that if loving you is right, I absolutely don't want to find myself in the wrong place. See, you're so concerned about what you know, till you're not concerned about where God has placed you and what he placed you there for. He placed you in somebody's life. He placed you in my life for you to, watch this, make my life better. He placed me in your life for me to help you make your life better. But I cannot get to the place of making your life better as long as I'm considering myself first. There's a thing that my wife, and many of you who've been going to this church for a while, there's a thing that me and my wife we do, and when we first got back together, I say, I'm going to put your feelings before mine, and I pray that you'll put your feelings, I'm going to put your feelings before mine, and I pray that you'll put my feelings before yours, and if we do that, we'll be all right. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. Why? Because self won't let you free from your old relationships. Self won't let you free from your old mistakes. Self keeps telling you, if she said that, she's doing this. Because the last time somebody said that, they cheated on me. Ooh, anybody? Oh, yeah. Am I in this building by myself? No, you're by yourself. Huh? See, self said, I know that move right there. I already know what she doing. I already know what he doing. And see, you don't understand. This person is genuine in what they're doing. The other person was just a straight snake. Come on now. See, you're comparing good people to serpents. Come on. And see, that's what self does. See, because self can't let you see good, because if you see good, now you'll put somebody on the level with self. And self is a very jealous person. Very jealous. All right. Yep. Right. So self will always remind you of what. Remember now, you liked that other girl, and that other girl acted like, and that other girl did this. And look at her, she acting just like that. Come on. That other girl. Look at him, he acting just like that. Yeah, that other snake. All because I found out I'm going to do you wrong before you do me wrong. Come on, Professor. I'm going to pass the first lick. I'm going to get hurt anyway. Oh, they don't like me tonight. Come on, Professor. So I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me. Come on. All because I don't value love. And the reason I don't value love, like I said in the More Jesus class, is because I don't know God. If I know God, and if I really, even before God told me he'll never leave me nor forsake me, if God had ever left me and Satan could have had his way with me, where would I be? If God don't do nothing else for me, I know I was in a dope hole and should have been dead. I know I robbed them people and should have been dead. I know I left somebody who I shouldn't have left and they could have been dead. If God don't do nothing else for me, stop lying to yourself and become thankful. Come on. Stop lying to yourself and just become thankful. You ain't got to be laying on the table like he was when the doctor done told him his breath was already, he had bullet holes all in him, and the doctor said, get the family over here, he ain't gonna live. He got a testimony. But because he's living on God's time, you don't know what he has to go through. He goes through what he goes through because he's living on whose time? God said, he said, because of your granddaddy's prayers, T.G. Thompson himself, because your granddaddy came and prayed to me, he said, Lord, and this is the only thing, I was not there, but I know Apostle T.G. Thompson, he said, Lord, take me and spare my grandson. And God said, because you gave yourself up, willing to give yourself up for your grandson, I'm going to bring him back and let you live too. Is loving you is wrong. Truly, 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 I don't know God. There can be no wrong in love. There can be no wrong in love. If I am in love with somebody and I see they're wrong, I really don't love them. Come on, somebody. There can be no wrong in love. Why? Slow the camera down. Read the Bible for yourself. How can there be wrong in love when love is God and God is love? How can there be? How can that be? If you got somebody and all they see is your wrongs and never see anything right in you, and they telling you they love you, you better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
All right.
There can be absolutely no wrong in love. Slow the camera down.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Think about what you're saying to people. Think about what you're doing to people.
Teaching good.
Think about it.
Yes, God.
Make that person your mother. Imagine somebody talking to your mother like that and you standing right there. You want to hit them in the mouth. Make that person your sister. Make that person your father. Make that person your brother. And imagine somebody saying some of the things to some of the people that we profess to be loving.
My God. Mama. That's good.
I come to tell you tonight, it is absolutely a travesty in this world that we live in when we can say things to people and expect them to believe the lie that I love you.
My God.
Love is what it does,
Come on now.
not what it says. Is loving you is right. I don't want to do wrong.
My God.
In other words, you are going to be the reason. And God put you here to help me. God put you here so I don't go to hell. God put you here to give me an opportunity to show him just how much I love him or not. If loving you is right, I don't want to do wrong. If loving you is what's going to get me to heaven, let's go to loving, baby. Me, you. If that's what's going to get me to heaven, let's go to loving.
Amen. Come on.
Anything but love. Anything but love is going to get me rejected. I do income taxes. We do income taxes. When you lie on your tax return, you give us some information on your tax return, and it's not true, and we send it into the government, guess what? Guess what it comes back and tells us? It says reject. Don't it? It says reject. They got some bad information on here. It's a fake W-2. Bad information on here. This is not their child because they don't even know the year they were born. Reject. If the information is right, it's a reject. If loving you is right, I will be accepted by God. We read tonight. If I see you in need of a coat, I give you my coat. How can God reject me? If I see you in need of a meal, I give you a meal. How can God reject me? If I see you thirsty, I give you something to drink. How can God reject me? See, God did not reject me. God didn't accept me. I accepted myself by accepting you. His loving you is right. I don't want to be wrong. I can't afford to be. Because if I'm wrong about loving you, I'm wrong about loving God. And if I'm wrong about loving God, God help me, because he's the only one that's got a heaven and hell to put me in.
That's right.
I cannot afford to be wrong about loving God. And the only way that God can tell, and the only way that I can tell, but see, I can't see that far yet. I can't see that God put you in front of me to see how I'm going to really treat him. I see God in everybody, and I pray that you get to the point where you understand I cannot afford to curse you out because God put you here. And if God put you here, that means you are valuable to who? Him. Amen. If loving you is right, I cannot do wrong. I don't want to do wrong. I can't afford to do wrong. It costs too much. He said, my sins, we studied. If you was in more Jesus, you would have heard. Your sins is not going to keep you out of heaven. It's going to make you wait. That's what we learned in more Jesus tonight. But how you treat people.
Right.
See, because you don't even understand. When you curse a person, come here, man of God. Come here, man of God. This man, let me just show y'all something. Well, give me a mic because I don't have to scream. This man, how old was you when you got shot? 17. 8 years ago. Laying on the table. His uncle was in my office getting his taxes done. He said, Maurice, I gotta go because man, they just told me that my nephew been shot. And we all got to get to the hospital because they say he ain't going to make it. This is the one they was talking about. You looking at it. And so now listen. If the doctors gave up on him, there's only one reason he's living today. And that's why? God. Who got him here? God. So now, if God thought it worthy for him to live, regardless of what he did, or regardless of what he do, who am I to curse what God has blessed?
Wow.
All right.
Now this right here is an extreme case because he was left for dead. Aware. That's a part of my awareness. You sit out now. That's a part of my awareness. But what I want to tell you, every one of you, everybody in here was left for dead. But you had a but God moment.
Wow.
Every one of you in here was left for dead. But you had a but God moment. So every time I curse you, I have cursed what God has blessed. If loving you is right, I don't want to do wrong. I can't afford to do wrong.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Every person on this earth has had a but God moment. You're going to die. But God said, no, let them live. And so when I walk up and I curse this woman, I curse this woman, I curse this man, and he's experienced a but God moment. I'm not cursing them, I'm cursing God. And God said, when you curse somebody, something that I have blessed, you have done nothing but brought a curse upon yourself. I can't afford it no more. I don't know how many people know me. I've been frustrated once or twice, but never angry. I've been frustrated with some of you. Never mad. Never mad. Because if there's anybody, if you fall short, that I need to get mad at, it's myself. Because God made me the shepherd. And if I hadn't been distracted by some of my foolishness, you wouldn't be walking around in your foolishness. I can't afford to get mad at you without pointing a finger at myself. Do y'all understand what I'm saying here? So what I'm trying to say to you, the next time you call yourself wanting to get mad at somebody, consider what you could have done. And then if you didn't have an opportunity to do something then, consider what you can do right now. Consider. Consider. Do you know it takes more effort to get angry than to stay calm? Do you know the muscles it takes to frown? Do you know the muscles? Do you?
Amen.
Put on your unit. You got some people who walk around with their unit. I'm through. I'm through, but I want you to feel this.
He said it a little louder for the one from the back.
Walk around with their units.
Turn ahead, let her hear.
Walk around with that unit. But you know what? I'm glad you went there, so I'll take a little bit more time. If somebody I know is walking around with a unit, and when I met them, they were not walking. Come here, brother. When I met this brother, me and this brother has always had good times. Me and this brother have always had good times. He don't have no unit, I don't have no unit. But all of a sudden, every time he see me, if he's got a unit on his face, guess what? He didn't have it before I came into his life. So that means I have something to do with him having the unit.
Wow. Come on now. Go ahead, Pastor.
When I met him,
Come on.
he wouldn't walk around with no unit on his face. He walk around with a smile. Oh, this is a good man. Great guy. My Gene Wally Jow. He's a good guy. I just love that guy. And then one day, the PA system wasn't hooked up right. And I said, long as you've been doing this thing ain't right. What's wrong with you? And he walked out the church with a unit. Walking down the sidewalk. Gone forever. But guess what?
My God,
God sent an angel in the form of Minister MT to run him down. And you know, Pastor like everybody. Pastor was not mad at you. But what Pastor didn't know is how he had been treated all his life.
Amen.
Pastor had to learn that.
Amen.
So you're taking for granted that everybody has lived as you have lived. But some people have been hurt to the core.
That's
and
right.
all you do
That's
is
right.
bring back up the hurt.
Yes.
I didn't do nothing worthy for this man to leave the church, but I touched the core of his hurt.
My God.
Because he had not yet trained, I had not yet trained him. You know, he better not. I could yell at him. He said, oh, Pastor, leave me alone. You know why he say that? Because I have taught him not to let people hurt him. Because hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people. That's right.
You can disappoint me. But if you hurt me, I can stop loving you. But if you disappoint me, I can still yet love you past my disappointment. But if you hurt me, I got to get you back. But what I'm saying, I said all that to say this. Come. Oh, man, come here. We get ready to go. Show you something. We'll show you something. Y'all see this? See that smile on my face? Smile. This one. I got so many fake wives in the church. Smile on the fake wife. See that smile on my face? See, I can't bring my real wife up here because I strike a nerve. She got the right to hit me. and see me being a real gentleman, I can't hit her back. So I don't even want to take that chance. But y'all see, when we meet each other, that's why I'm telling you, when we meet each other, guess what happens? Everything is beautiful. Be happy. No worry. Don't worry, be happy. Everything is just beautiful. But 6 months later, when she's walking around and she's always frowning, she's always upset, you know what you need to ask yourself? Is she like this when I'm not around? See, because now you have not added to her life, you have what? Taken from her life. And see, anybody that's not an asset to your life, they become a problem in your life. Anybody that God ain't making your life better, and can't nobody, I don't care what you say, can't nobody make your life better without a relationship with God. They can do it temporarily. They can make you feel good for a little while, but they cannot sustain your happiness without them having a relationship with God. Because the only thing that is eternal is what comes from God. Better talk to me.
Right.
So now, she's always frowning, she's always moaning, she's always moping. Oh my God, that sounds like my wife for real. Don't do that. My God. I had a Helen and Maurice moment just then. But my wife, it got to the point. I'm trying to help you now. When you got a friend, it ain't got to be your wife. When you got a friend, and they're always sad, don't you bite. Don't you bite. They wear the sadness on their face because they want you to give them permission to tell you off. Don't you bite. Don't you, how you bite? Don't you say what's wrong. They looking like that because they want you to say, what's wrong? So when you say what's wrong, they say, I thought you never asked you sorry, so and so and so and so. Don't you bite. When you see them open, go buy a card. Go buy some flowers. Do something soft. Say, hey, let's go to the movies. Don't you open that door. You keep that door closed and you set a present in front of the door. I'm trying to help you. You better not. Okay. My wife she go to look out that window. I say, I'll just wait till we get home. I'll do something. You ride down, wait a minute, y'all, look out the window. I'm riding down the road. Hey, baby, how you doing? You know the day was good. Wasn't church good?
What you all about?
One church good? No, this thing, keep looking at the window. One church good?
Keep on riding.
Radio 2-3. The Impossible 3. You better turn some music on or something. Don't you ask what's wrong. You let her look out that window until you can sell a gift at the door. Because you done did something. And she can't wait to tell you about it. But she don't want to be the initiator. So she wait for you to give her permission by saying, baby, what's wrong? You cannot say. See, and we already know we dead wrong when we say, baby. Don't leave the door closed. Go get a card. Go get some flowers. Go get some candy. Make sure you ready. Before you open that door, make sure you got a present at the door. Trying to help you. And then what are you doing? Huh? Now, Sheila's crazy telling you off when you have tried to make amends. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Huh? You don't know the particulars. You don't know the particulars. Listen to me. You don't know the particulars, but you know something is what? Wrong. So if you know something is wrong, why you gonna look like Winnie the Foo-Foo and say what's wrong? You already know. Why you gonna answer? You already know the answer to your question. You really don't want the details. Not when she looking at the one that she got that unit on her face. You really don't want the detail. Just go get a present. And now, what you're saying is, you know what? If loving you is right, I'm going to do everything I can to keep it right. Hello. I don't want to do wrong. If loving you is right, I'm going to do everything I can to keep it right. See, fellas, y'all gotta, Jesus, I gotta go, but y'all gotta learn, man. Stop being such a chump. Chumps go buy flowers when you're in trouble. Pros buy flowers when things are good. Chumps buy flowers when you're in trouble. Chumps buy flowers when you done messed up. Pros buy flowers when things are good.
That's right.
I like that. I like that, Miss.
Stop being such a chump.
DD. All right, DD. DD.
Y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, and the ladies, sit down. I'm through. But the ladies at the counter, you at Publix. You at Publix. You don't went in there. See, you at Publix. You don't went in there and bought these big old bouquet of flowers. And then the lady rang it up. What you done did?
That's right.
She recognized the chump. I said, why I had to do something? You buying flowers, you ain't buying nothing else. Never walk in the store and buy flowers and nothing else. That's a chump move. Yeah.
when me and Richard first started talking, that's all he did was water me flowers every day.
But look what he was doing. He wasn't in trouble. He's a pro. You see? See? Pros buy flowers when times are good. Chumps buy flowers to try to get out of trouble. And you're only digging it deeper. Because now they're going to pimp your... Once they see them flowers, it's moral time now, baby. It's moral time. You ain't getting out with no flowers. What chump? Y'all hear me? Their president finna come out now. They finna come alive. You hear me? Praise the Lord. I'm through. But do y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all? When you see somebody in agony, your mate or anybody, find a way to make them feel better. If you have done something that is wrong, just stop trying to wiggle your way out of it and just admit what? I was wrong. You don't know how much women respect a man that will stand up to the plate and make a man move by saying, I was wrong. She can deal with you. See, because once we start wiggling, she knows if you're lying to me now, you're lying about what I'm asking you about. Amen. Just stand up. I don't care what it is. Real love, remember this. Real love already forgave you before you did it. She gonna wear it. You're gonna wear it for a little while now. You're gonna go to the mall or something, but you're gonna wear it. But she ain't going nowhere. If she leaves, she don't love you for real, no way. But how can you love a liar? Even God said, a liar can't tarry in my sight. And if God has blessed her, bless you with her, He gonna teach her the same thing. Sooner or later, He gonna move her because you keep lying. Stop being a little boy. Stand up and say, baby, I did it. And I'm telling you, y'all you'll go a lot further. You know why? Because you'll bury it when? Right then. But anytime we feel like we done got away, it's going to be worse the next time. All the devil is doing is setting you up. If loving you is right, I don't want to do wrong. You want to say something?
What is the flowers or gift I used to do the bake squad? But she gets them at the bar nightgown one time. She's got to tow it up. Ain't nothing wrong. It doesn't come from work. You know, all the people go work and go home. She get it and tow it up.
You're bad listen alone. You're bad. In other words, she been convinced that when you brought this gift, he done did what?
He done messed up.
Hello. Whether you did or not, you ain't messed up.
She buy for all the time.
But she tell them all up?
Yeah.
Huh?
Bust her flowers. When I first got married, she pinned up the renting rate first time I taught school.
Okay.
My
Okay, wait a minute.
My
See what
God.
she do with the flowers? Throw them away?
Yeah.
My
She tell them to give?
Yeah.
Huh?
My God.
Can I don't even want to look at him.
Deep.
What's wrong with him? Why do you keep spending your money? I'm serious. Why keep lying? See what you missed the first part of the sermon. You missed the first part of the sermon. She's still dealing with residue from a past relationship that you can't do nothing about. Her last boyfriend, every time he made one of them chump moves, he did something, so she feel like you the same kind of chump he was. She tell you don't buy me nothing. I said, he said, you don't buy me nothing. She say, chump. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to get y'all to places where y'all can enjoy each other and stop trying to play on each other's minds. Just talk. Baby, I did it. I didn't mean to do it. Just talk. But there's no communication. How can there be a relationship when there's no what? Communication. Just talk.
That's right.
You make life hard. You make your marriage hard. You make your relationship hard. And then when you see she don't want to talk, and you know that you have done something and there's a reason she don't want to talk,
Trouble.
come bearing gifts. You understand what I'm saying? Come bearing gifts. But don't go overboard. All you want to do is show her, look, whatever's wrong, let's get past this. That's all. Don't make the gift a recipient to ask for her forgiveness. That's not what the gift is for. The gift is just to say, here, and then what? I know I messed up. I love you. Let's get past this. But don't you ever say what's wrong. They waiting on you. That look. That look. Don't bite. If loving you is right, I don't want to do wrong. Give God a hand, praise Him.